I mean, why would you say that? I mean, I've never showed no fear of nobody.
Hey, what's up, peeps? Love, peace, and prosperity to y'all. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. Has the economy whooped y'all head yet? Wild out here, y'all. So we've been working, and we've been mostly focusing on newer content that we plan on sharing with y'all on some other platforms when it comes to farming and gardening. And we've even been adding some cooking, I guess, little videos, little recipes, and just showing our methods of how we do stuff over here. But yeah, we've been watching some of the fights. We've been keeping up here or there. I find myself now a lot of times, y'all, I'll go in and turn on a program, a show, maybe Marvel or a movie, and 5 minutes in, I find myself turning it off and going to do something that needs to be done, something more productive, because the economy, everybody's in a crunch. And if you think about, we're fight fans, well, we're fans of whatever. I'm a fight fan, combat fan, and living life is like being in a good ass fight, y'all. It's a fight out here, man. You get fatigued, you get knocked down, you win around. I mean, I guess really you can't really get out the fight until you transition to the other side, until you take that dirt nap. You know what I'm saying? I'm so glad Pereira came in there and just whooped Ankalaev's head like he should have did the first time. Seek and destroy. He came in there like a homing missile. He was looking for the counter. He's looking to be offensive. And he did what we all thought he was going to do in the first fight. So I'm glad he woke up. I'm glad that his pride got the best of him. And he said, man, flush this. Ain't no way no mole rat Ankalaev going to come in here and take my title on a decision. And I don't come in here and knock this dude in the next week. And I'm glad he did that. Shout outs to Pereira. Shout outs to Ankalaev, man. Because it takes a lot to get in there with Poatan. It takes a lot to enter any ring, any cage, any octagon, knowing that your life is on the line, knowing that your health is on the line, knowing that fans are very sometimey, they're very ambivalent, cheer for you one day, boo you the next, like with Aspinall. Now, my personal opinion, I think the dude quit. He had basis to quit. Number one, he was getting his ass whooped. Cyril Gane was painting his face like damn It the Clown. Had red blood, his own blood now. Had Aspinall's own blood all over his nose and mouth. And then the eye poke was just the way out. Is it illegal? Yes. I think it was accidental. It's like a habit. A lot of folks, when they reach in for range and, they tend to put their fingers out. Was it enough for him to quit? I think so. But did he quit? Yeah. So he was getting his head whooped. He probably didn't have a good training camp. Probably thought Gane was going to go down like how Jones did him. And he got in over his head. Saw he was losing a round or two, whatever. And the eye poke came and he was like, man, it might have been the first round, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it the second round? And he could have continued. The champions usually push through. Champions fight with broken fingers, broken toes, bruised ribs, you know what I'm saying? Torn pecs and strained muscles and torn hamstrings. I mean, I used to. We all have. But he found us out. He took it. And hopefully he'll come back and give Gane a rematch. If he doesn't, then flush you, Tom Aspinall. I never want to see you again. I wish Jones would have went in there and shut you up and whooped your head. But I see Jones' perspective too. He's like, man, I done beat all these young up and comers. Now it's time for the big money, the big celebrity matches, the big super matches. So Jones versus Ngannou, Jones versus Pereira, Jones versus, you know what I'm saying? These big super matches. Jones versus Fury. These super bouts. Anywho. But yeah, out here fighting every day, y'all. Dealing with people, family, bills. The bills seem like they getting higher. Groceries getting higher. gas getting higher. I mean, shoot, this make you contemplate living a life of crime or scamming at least. Daggone. White collar crime. It seems like they don't get much time. Got me contemplating, okay, if I do this, how much could I get? And if I cover my tracks here. But I know that's a shortcut route, and the shortcuts never work. Because the shortcuts take you all the way back to the back of the line for the long route that you have to wind up taking anyway. So that's just a word of advice, wisdom from living life. I'm sure most of y'all found that out anyway. But yeah, y'all. See, people that are giving up on the fight are like the homeless. You know what? I take that back. I take that back. Even when you see vagabonds and homeless, they haven't given up in the fight of life. Now, the necessities that we think they should want, like shelter and accessible transportation, they don't give a damn about. But they fight just as hard when it comes to asking you for money, when it comes to stealing out the stove, when it comes to hustling or scamming you. And you'd be surprised how creative a lot of these hobos are around here, y'all. I see them, they got little tent cities out here. They steal from Lowe's. Well, I know in my area, they steal from Lowe's and they make these little, wooden little structures where they can rest in the cold, and a lot of them are skilled with tools. So they fight hard too, just in other ways. I just wish they wouldn't try to hustle and steal so much. But hey, right now, survival of the fittest. And as men and as women, only the strong survive. So find ways to keep on pushing, keep on trucking. What other fights we got coming up? Your man, the return of Amir Khan. What's the tall kid, y'all? He remind me of Amir Khan, even though I think he's a tougher fighter physically. Amir Khan was skilled. He's a tall kid. He's like 6'5". A middleweight. Damn, that's messed up. I can't remember his name. But I heard he's about to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, where you been at? Man, that dude's... Man. He just went MIA, and now he's trying to come back. I guess the money running low. Or maybe his pride got the best of him. I just wish fighters like Keith Thurman, if you're going to leave and come up with all these excuses and injuries, when you come back, become a heel. Do the heel turn, baby. You see how good it works on TV shows and the WWE and professional wrestling. Do the heel turn. People will still watch you. They might hate your guts, but you'll still get the viewership. You'll still get the ticket sales. You should have came back and said, man, flush all y'all. I'm doing this for my family. You should have did like Floyd Mayweather and Tank Davis in there. Said, flush that. I don't care about these belts. I'm doing what's best for me. I don't fight for the fans. You should have said all that. You should have did like McGregor. Gave us the middle finger, told us to kiss his behind, and you better be there to tune in. Old school Ali stuff. Be there to tune in. I'm knocking him out in 5. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. What other fights we got coming up? Who else? Devin Haney versus Brian Norman.
Whoever the homemade champion is, may say the Mickey Mouse title. I have a belt at home. Says world heavyweight champion. And for a man to be the champion, he's going to have to take my belt.
May the best man win. May the best man win. I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Haney. Who else we got coming up, y'all? Did y'all see how they cheated Joseph Parker, man? Wow. See, this makes me wish that referees like Steve Smoger were still alive. Them old school refs were still alive, man. That Steve Smoger let you fight to the death. He ain't stopping nothing. Unless you wave your hand, unless you wave the white flag or your corner throws in the towel, he ain't stopping nothing until you damn near concussed or dead. But was that the same referee? Y'all, do y'all remember that fight with Carlos Takam, excuse me, and Anthony Joshua, and the ref stopped the fight? Oh, it was a strange stoppage. Like, man, he only got clipped once, and plus he was just giving the blows. I don't know what's up with these UK refs, man. they paydays, that under the table money they getting must be off the meter, y'all. Off the glass, because these jokers stopping for ant bites. Yeah, I just think it's wrong, man. Boxing, I really been turned off. I haven't been tuning in. Everybody asking me, "Oh man, Kyle, you gonna watch the Jake Paul take Davis fight?" Man, hell nah. Now, if I happen to be somewhere that evening in his own, okay, I'll peek at it. But I thought about having a shindig for y'all. I ain't having nothing. This dude a heavyweight, Tank a lightweight. He won't even fight the top guys in his division. But why? I mean, we all know the reasons why. I mean, it's a money grab, publicity. He don't care about the belts. He's probably on his way out. He's probably finna retire. I was like, dang. And then the Jake Paul fights just seem so scripted to me. I mean, can't quite put my finger on it. It's just, ain't no way he's hanging with these legends and not at least getting knocked down. I think he got knocked down once, maybe. What, Fury knocked him down or Tyron Woodley? They just seem scripted, man. I just feel like I'm watching AI or something when I'm watching him. What they call these deep fakes. Like, watching Jake Paul fight is like watching a deep fake. Like with Tyson. Like, ain't no way Tyson. Like, dude, you nowhere near the level of a Michael Gerard Tyson, and you going the distance and staying there. It's just hard. It's just hard to believe. It may be real, y'all, but I'm just not fully convinced. It may be real. Who knows? But I'm not tuning in. I'm not buying it. If I'm somewhere, I'll peek at it. What else? Netflix had something else recently. So I remember we watched it. What was that?
2 rounds, a steady puncher, because after that he was mad.
What's up with Usyk, y'all? I mean, damn, these fighters just ain't active, man, like they used to be. They ain't active. I give credit to them UFC dudes though, like Kevin Holland. He stays real active. What's the little Latina that made Connor? Cause I think 2 years ago she fought 4 or 5 times in 1 year. Is her name Lupi Gunez maybe? Or Alexa Grossa maybe? Kudos to you fighters that stay active. At least 2-3 times a year. Oh, Terrence Crawford and Canelo was on Netflix. Wow, what a fight for the ages. Is Terrence Crawford non-pareil, y'all? You can put Terrence Crawford, go ahead and put him in your top 10, 20, 25 fighters of all time. I mean, the man has done something great only Henry Armstrong has done. It is just incredible. It's incredible what he's been able to do in the sport. And his class, the way him and Bomac just go in there and just take a plan, break it down, change it up, execute. Man, it's beautiful. Bellissimo. Magnifico. It's just beautiful to watch, y'all. Where he go in there and showing the road, bop, bop, bop. Get in there tight, boom, long range, setting it up, moving his feet. Just going from southpaw to orthodox. It's just beautiful. Shout out to Terrence. Shout out to Canelo, because Canelo is still the cash cow. He ain't never gonna fight Benavidez, y'all, so you can forget about it. Benavidez said that he gonna go up there and try to become undisputed at light heavyweight. Thank you, Benavidez. Great decision. Go up there with Beterbiev and the Asiatic Russian brother. I forget his name. As a matter of fact, I think he's the one that got the belts. I think he's undisputed right now. But go up there with them. Let's see what you got with them. Become undisputed there since nobody wants to fight you at super middleweight. Go up there with them and get your groove on and work your magic up there. Let's see how big and bad you are up there. Even though I got a lot of love for Benavidez, but I think he's making the right move. Everybody's ducking him at 168. He done did all that he can do there. And he's probably struggling to make that weight. He's a big fella. He's a big guy. So go on up there and, yeah, prove your worth up there. Even though he's already proved it, let's see him become undisputed now. Because I know they ain't afraid to fight him. Great day, my skin peeling back on my hand. Yeah, y'all, so we've been putting together a greenhouse and shoot. Hey, doing this tilling and digging and sowing and reaping. It's a great workout. Yeah. Weather changing. The government shut down, y'all. What y'all gonna do? The government is shut down. Don't come over here, y'all, because we'll blow you to smithereens. First and foremost, y'all come this way with any type of foolery, we're blowing you away. We don't care your skin color, creed, religion, gender. Come over here with any foolishness, any type of malice, and we'll blow you to another palace, because, you know, we're doing our best to strive and survive, and we're doing it justly, we're doing it righteously, and we don't want to bring no harm to no one, not intentionally. We're going to farm, we're going to stockpile, we're going to protect ourselves, we're going to look after one another, and if you're down with that, you know, we'll help you out. But if you're not, if you're on some other type of time, then, you know, we're going to have to lay you down. Buckshots, baby. We ain't doing bird shit. Buckshots. You know all that? Automatics. You know all that? Drums, rounds. Yeah, what y'all gonna do, man? They cutting EBT. Wow. They cutting EBT. Y'all, do you know how many people I know that they really didn't use their EBT? They was just selling it. I mean, it's a good hustle. They was selling their EBT, and that's how they was keeping their head above water. So now I guess they gotta, I don't know what they gonna do. I know people that was taking their EBT, buying food that they don't normally eat, making plates, getting their hustle on. Which is rightfully so, man. Get your hustle on, y'all, any way you can. Scratch, claw, survive, thrive, get to the next level, you know. And do what you gotta do for yourself, your family, your community, and those who are like-minded and overall well-being of those around you. Those who are like-minded, that's not bringing any type of, you know, any type of BS your way or any type of harm your way. If they're not bringing that, then, you know, build with them. And if they are, kick them out. And if they looking for first blood like Rambo, you know, do like Rambo. You know what I'm saying? They do first blood, Captain. Not me. They do first blood. You know, you might have to get them up out of here. I'm speaking hypothetically, by the way, y'all. These are no shape or form threats, but I'm speaking hypothetically because you never know what you're going to do, y'all. If life teaches you anything, you never know what you're going to do till you get put in that situation. You ever know people that say, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'll slap him. I'll bust his head. Then the situation come and they don't do nothing, or they yell, or they cuss, or they leave. And then you got, life, it's crazy how life is backwards like this. And then you got folks that, oh no, I'm pacifist, I would never. And, you know, they to themselves, and they get put in a situation and they act the wildest. They're the ones that's stabbing somebody. They're the ones that's blacking out, hitting somebody with a car. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. You know? I know the squeaky wheel gets the oil, but a lot of times the dog that barked the most ain't finna bite shit. He ain't finna bust a grape. He ain't finna smack a leg, nothing. I remember my dad used to say, one person scared to fight, the other person glad he's scared. Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all. I found myself, y'all, I got Snapchat, right? And, you know, you have a feed of all these content creators and all these videos, all this little silly stuff. And I found myself hitting the block or hide content on a lot of these content creators. Hopefully none of them is y'all. But a lot of them are thirst traps. Let me be honest with y'all. And I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, lead myself on. I don't want to tempt myself for looking at all these nice booties and titties out here and thighs and, you know, and legs. So I usually just hide or block that content. But every now and again, I'll see a good fight on there. And I'll click on it. I love watching these street fights. You know, because it's so instinctual. Because, you know, that's how we all first was fighting before we learned technique and skill and patience and how to take a punch and how to defend against a grab. That's how we all used to fight. It's instinctual, just rage. And I found myself watching those fights, y'all. And Now that's something that can keep my attention for a minute or two. You know, these little fights at restaurants and out in the street and people at public places, you know, people didn't had enough, people get fed up, people got to axe the grind. That does keep my attention a little bit. But other than that, y'all, I skip over a lot of this stuff. Those of y'all who I'm subscribed to, I still watch y'all stuff when I have a chance to. Really, I usually go on YouTube just to check the email and stuff, the Gmail, and make sure I'm not behind on anything. And YouTube always sending out these emails and Gmails like y'all about as bad as a damn bill collector. I mean, what y'all spamming? Notifications, updates. You know, notify us when it's something very important and pertinent, something where we got to make a decision. But you know, this is the way of the world now, so can't complain. Can't complain too much. Yeah, I'm just rambling on now, y'all. I appreciate y'all for listening, and I appreciate y'all for doing what you do to the fullest. Y'all, if you a hole digger, if you a scammer even, this how extreme it is. If you a scammer, if you a hoe, if you a hustler, if you a engineer, if you a pooper scooper, if you a truck driver, if you a, you know what I'm saying? If you a little data entry worker, do it to your best capability. Learn the ins and outs of it, and just do it to the death, like James Brown. I promise you, your blessings will come. Even if it's something you're not supposed to be doing, this how other doors open up. When you're giving it your best, y'all. Now you probably won't get your head bust, because you know, for every decision you make, there's an opposite or equal consequence or reaction. Now, if you're doing something wrong, eventually it's going to catch up to you. But as long as you're doing it to your fullest, to the best, you never know the opportunity you can get. Even when you get your consequence, there's an opportunity, there's a lesson within the consequence. There's always a bounce back. Minor setback for the major comeback. You can always come back 10 times stronger. You just got to get up. That's all you got to do. You get knocked down. Now, my pappy used to tell you, all it takes is one time, baby. One knockout, one win, one fish that you catch. All it takes is one time for you to win, for you to be a champion. You understand? So you can do this shit 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. But just out of one of those times, you can strike the lotto. Out of one of those times, your seed will get through and you'll impregnate, you know, your wife or whatever if you're barren. Only one time you keep on, you know, you saying your prayer. Come on, baby, pressing the gas. One time, and you crank right up, baby. I mean, it only takes one time in life for you to break through and succeed. One idea, you know what I'm saying? One business venture. You know, you might have tried 3 or 4. One will be the breakthrough. You just got to keep on pushing. And I think we're going to end it on that. Y'all stay diligent. Be vigilant. We love you. We need you. Don't come over here with no foolery, you know, because we will whoop your head in love. And if you want to take it to the fatal route, we'll get fatal with you too. But I know most people ain't worried about that, because most folk is stressed out. Most folk is depressed and got all this crazy mental illness. So get you some hobbies, get you some activities, get you some exercise. Your health is your wealth. And we'll catch y'all on the next time. Love and peace.
One more shuffle. Well, if I do the shuffle, you might have to scuffle.